The foreign ministers of Pakistan, Egypt, Jordan, UAE, Indonesia, Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Qatar had said that they would be joining the Trump-led board in a joint statement, and you can see that the announcement will be made very, very soon. The charter be laid out by the President of the United States of America, and this is Trump's Board of Peace, and in fact, before a signing ceremony,
the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Well, this is a very exciting day, long in the making, and many countries have just received their notice, and everybody wants to be a part of it, and we'll work with many others, including the United Nations. But I want to thank you all for being here. Yesterday, we had an incredibly successful visit with many of the world's top business leaders, the best, the biggest, most successful, and foreign heads of state. And now we have one of the most important meetings of all, the official formation of what is known as the Board of Peace. I want to thank the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner, and their extraordinary work. I mean, they have done an amazing job. We have peace in the Middle East. Nobody thought that was possible. We've settled 8 wars, and I believe another one's coming pretty soon. You know what that is? The one that I thought was going to be an easy one has turned out to be probably the most difficult. Last month, 29,000 people died, mostly soldiers, in Ukraine, Russia. Think of that, 29,000, 27,000 in the month before, 26,000 in the month before that. It's terrible. But we have meetings, and we think we're making a lot of progress. Thanks as well to Secretary Scott Bessent, Howard Lutnick, and Chris Wright, U.S. Trade Representative, Jamieson Greer. They're all doing such an incredible job. Ambassador Callista Gingrich, who is here, doing a fantastic, really fantastic work. Thank you, Callista. And many other members of my administration who are so committed to peace, and they're also committed to great success. Very importantly, let me recognize the very first group of distinguished members of the Board of Peace. They will be introduced by name in just a moment. Caroline will be doing that introduction. And to each and every one of you, we are truly honored by your presence today. Leaders of countries, in most cases, very popular leaders. In some cases, not so popular, but that's the way it goes in life. Thanks as well to President Karol Nawrocki of Poland, who's a fantastic man. He just won a very big election. I'm very proud of him. Amazing. Along with former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Tony Blair. Thank you, Tony, for being here. We appreciate it. And members of the Board of Peace Executive Board, great group. This week marks the 1-year anniversary of my second inauguration as president. No administration in history has achieved such a sweeping turnaround in 12 months' time at home and abroad. We have a tremendous mandate. We won the popular vote by millions. We won every swing state, the 7. They were saying, can he win all 7? Is it possible? Because it's not done. And we won all 7. We have a great mandate back at home. As I said yesterday, the U.S. economy is booming with virtually no inflation. It was 1.2% for the last 3 months. And we inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. And we have economic growth now of 5.4%, looks like. And I think that number can double and triple if we do the right things. And if we change thinking so that if you announce good numbers, the markets go up, instead of if you announce good numbers, the market goes down because everybody tries to kill it by lowering or raising interest rates depending on the situation. When America booms, the entire world booms. And we have secured commitments for over $18 trillion in new investment coming into our country, which is a record by many times over, not just by a little bit, by many times. There's no country ever in history that's gotten anywhere near that number. Slashed our trade deficit by 77%. This is in 1 year. Yesterday was 1 year. And signed historic trade deals with nations from all over the globe. Today, the world is richer, safer, and much more peaceful than it was just 1 year ago. We put out all those fires. A lot of people didn't know, including me, that some of those wars were going on. And some of them were going on for, in one case, 32 years, in another case, 35 years, and another one, 37 years. We were very happy to stop the war that had started with India and Pakistan, two nuclear nations. And I was very honored when the Prime Minister of Pakistan said President Trump saved 10 and maybe 20 million lives by getting that stopped just before bad things were going to happen. As president, I ended those 8 wars in 9 months, including Cambodia and Thailand. And by the way, many of the leaders are here. Kosovo and Serbia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia. We're working on that right now. I met yesterday with a very good general and a very good leader of Egypt. We're working on a dam that was built which precludes the Nile River from getting water. It's a little tough situation, but we'll get that settled. I really had it just about settled in my first term, and then we had a rigged election. Took me out of commission for a little while, but here I am back. We'll get it settled. But it's a pretty tough situation. A dam was built, and the water doesn't come down to the Nile. When I think of Egypt, I think of the Nile, but I think of the Nile with water in it. Armenia and Azerbaijan, who, I mean, a lot of these leaders have become my friends. They become my friends. They're here. And, of course, the war in Gaza, which is really coming to an end. We have little fires that we'll put out, but they're little. They were giant, massive fires, and now they're down to little fires. We can put them out very easily. We have 59 countries that are involved in peace in the Middle East. Many of them not in the Middle East. They're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East. And many have said that if Hamas doesn't do what they promised they would do, and I think they probably will, but they were born with rifles in their hands. They were literally born. The first day they had a rifle put into their hands, but they have to give up their weapons. And if they don't do that, it's going to be the end of them. But many countries have told me, we want to go in and do it. And they really aren't countries that you traditionally think of as being involved in that. But that's a fire. Hezbollah in Lebanon, we have to do something about that. But these are, I call them remnants. They're small remnants compared to what it was before. It was massive, large, powerful countries fighting each other. In another great victory for the ultimate goal of peace, in June, we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity with Operation, we call it Operation Midnight Hammer. And it was midnight, it was dark, no moon, and every single one of those bombs from the B-2 bombers hit the air shafts and went deep into the earth and totally obliterated everything that they were doing. They were 2 months away from having a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And Iran does want to talk, and we'll talk. We've also hit ISIS in Syria, and very strongly, as you know. In my first administration, I took out al-Baghdadi, the founder of ISIS, and he was trying to start it up again because due to the tremendous talent of General Raisin Kane, as I call him, He wiped out ISIS in a period of 3 weeks in my first term. You know, we had a great first term, but the second term is, I think, blowing it away, actually. But we took out ISIS, and we had, it was gone, but during the Biden administration, it formed again a little bit. We hit it very hard in Syria. And Syria, by the way, I spoke with the president, is making a lot of progress, tremendous progress, actually. We're very happy about that. We took off all sanctions, which gives them a chance to breathe. And he is working very, very hard, and I think he's going to put it all together. So many things are happening, many good things. Threats to Europe and America, the Middle East, and other places are really calming down. It's a lot different than it was just 1 year ago. Just 1 year ago, the world was actually on fire. A lot of people didn't know it. And in Nigeria, we're annihilating terrorists who are killing Christians. We've hit them very hard. They've killed thousands and thousands of Christians. What's that all about? Much of this unprecedented success is possible because I rebuilt our military in my first term, and now we're making it even stronger. We have a budget of over $1 trillion this year, and next year we're going to $1.5 trillion. Our country's never done better economically. We're taking in numbers that we've never taken in, not only the fact that the investment is at 18 trillion plus, but our jobs numbers, everything is, I think, maybe better than ever before. I think you're going to see and a lot of you are investing in our country. I think you're going to be extremely happy with your investments. I think you'll see numbers like you haven't seen before. I also secured commitments from virtually all NATO allies to increase their defense spending to 5% of GDP. Everybody but Spain. I don't know what's happening with Spain. Why would they not do that? They want a free ride, I guess, huh? Every country but Spain increased to 5%. I don't know why. We're going to have to talk to Spain. With America's renewed attention to security of the Western Hemisphere, I've stopped the invasion on our southern border and designated the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And you probably saw that we've virtually stopped almost 100% all drugs coming in by water. And now we're going to stop them on land. The land is easy. The water is tough. But that's down now. I heard it just last night. It was 97. Now it's 98.1%. And we're trying to figure out who are the 2% that are willing to get onto those boats. I don't think they watch television or the news. But we've taken out almost 100% of all of the drugs coming into the United States by water. And now we'll, I think, very easily stop them on land. That's the easy part. We wanted to wait till the other was taken care of. And earlier this month, thanks to the unrivaled skill, power, and might of the U.S. military, we have the most powerful military in the world by far. We captured the outlaw dictator, Nicolas Maduro, and the people of Venezuela are very happy about it. And we're having great relationships with the new leaders of Venezuela. The relationships have been good. We're opening up the country to our giant oil companies, and it's going very well. We've already taken out, think of this, 50 million barrels of oil, and a lot of that's going to go back to Venezuela. They'll do more income with us in a short period of time than they did in years, because as much oil as they have, and they have a lot, just about the most. After us, there's a couple of countries that are in that category, but we have the most, actually, and they're second between Venezuela and us. We have 62% of the world's oil, but they have very little production, so they'll have a lot of production. All the oil companies, we had meetings, you probably saw, all the oil companies want to go in. They want to go in immediately. They're already touring the sites. But our military was amazing. That strike was amazing. We had a second wave coming. We didn't need it. They said, no second wave. We don't want a second wave. The first wave was enough. And of course, we're working to end the horrible killing in Ukraine, a war that should never have happened and would have never happened if I were president. That was not going to happen. I used to speak to Vladimir Putin about Ukraine, and it was the apple of his eye, but he would never have ever done it. Said, you can't do that, Vladimir. As part of this historic record of major peace initiatives, today we're announcing more details regarding the Board of Peace, so important. This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created, and it's my enormous honor to serve as its chairman. I was very honored when they asked me to do it. We had an idea to do it, and then they came, they said, you be the chairman. And, but I take it very seriously. We have a great group of people and incredible young people that are leading it from within. It's running beautifully, started already. And every country, just about every country, wants to be a part of it. And we just sent out the letters a couple of days ago, and these are just the countries that are here. They happen to be in Davos. So we said, would be honored if you wanted to join us up on the stage. And it's really great. They're friends of mine. I think, let me see. Yeah, every one of them is a friend of mine. A couple, let's see, a couple I like, a couple I don't like. No, I like, actually, at this group, I like every single one of them. Can you believe it? Usually I have about 2 or 3 that I can't stand. Usually I have 2 or 3 that I don't like. I don't find them up here. I like every one of these people. No, they're great people. They're great leaders. And the Board of Peace is composed of leaders, the top leaders in the world, actually. Last October, we released a plan for the permanent end to the conflict in Gaza, and I'm pleased to say that our vision was unanimously adopted by the United Nations Security Council late last year. Under phase 1 of this plan, we have painstakingly maintained that Gaza, and we're going to have it very strongly, and it's what we have. Maintained the Gaza ceasefire, delivered record levels of humanitarian aid. We've given aid. You know, you used to hear all the people were starving and it was terrible. Now we have, you don't hear that anymore. We've delivered record levels of humanitarian aid. I want to thank the United States, but I want to thank some of the countries that are sitting right up here, because they've sent great aid, aid also in the form of money, where we go out and purchase food, and you don't hear those stories anymore with people starving. And secured the release of all 20, we secured the release of all 20 living hostages. Now I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared and everybody for working so hard. They worked so hard, but there were 20 remaining living hostages. Now we got hundreds out, but the last 20, I said, boy, that's going to be a tough one. I said that a year before. And it was a tough one, but we got them. Got all 20, every one of them. And we had also about 28 that were dead, but the parents wanted them just as though they were living, just as much. Some cases it almost seemed more. It was amazing, actually, the love and them. But their boy had been killed in just about all cases, young men. Their boy had been killed, and they wanted the body of their boy, and it looked like it couldn't be done. And with the exception of one, and we're close on the track of that, we've got them all, every single one of them, which is amazing. It's a rough job. That was a rough job. And I've been very clear that Hamas must return that last remaining deceased hostage as well, and that will be the full commitment. And then we get on to other things, and we're committed to ensuring Gaza is demilitarized, properly governed, and beautifully rebuilt. It's going to be a great plan, and that's where the Board of Peace really started. And I think we can spread out to other things as we succeed with Gaza. We're going to be very successful in Gaza. It's going to be a great thing to watch. And we can do other things. We can do numerous other things. Once this board is completely formed, we can do pretty much whatever we want to do. And we'll do it in conjunction with the United Nations. You know, I've always said the United Nations has got tremendous potential, has not used it. But there's tremendous potential in the United Nations. And you have some great people at the United Nations. But so far it hasn't. You know, on the 8 wars that I ended, I never spoke to the United Nations about any of them. And you would think that I should have. You would think they could have done those 8 wars, but they couldn't have. And they tried, I guess, in some of them, but they didn't try hard enough. But there's tremendous potential with the United Nations, and I think the combination of the Board of Peace with the kind of people we have here, coupled with the United Nations, can be something very, very unique for the world. It's for the world. This isn't United States. This is for the world. As everyone can see today, the first steps toward a brighter day for the Middle East and a much safer future for the world are unfolding right before your very eyes. Together, we are in a position to have an incredible chance. I don't even call it a chance. I think it's going to happen. To end decades of suffering, stop generations of hatred and bloodshed, and forge a beautiful, everlasting, and glorious peace for that region and for the whole region of the world, because I'm calling the world a region. The world is a region. We're going to have peace in the world. And boy, would that be a great legacy for all of us. Everybody in this room is a star, or you wouldn't be here. There's a reason that you're here, and you're all stars. You're the biggest people, the most important people in the world, most powerful people in the world. And when you use that genius that you have, that very unusual, very inspired genius, when you use that for peace, the opposite of peace has no chance. So I just want to say it's tremendous to be with you, and I think this is something that we're doing that's very important. This is the most important. I was so looking forward to being here, and yesterday was a tremendous success. A lot of good things happened, but this was something that I really wanted to be here and do, and I could think of no better place because so many people were together. And now to bring the Board of Peace into full force, I ask Sheikh Isa of Bahrain and Foreign Minister Bourita of Morocco to join me in signing and ratifying the Board of Peace Charter. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Donald Trump just delivering that speech after the address, the signing of the Board of Peace right now as we speak, it's happening. And he's spoken on Hamas, he's spoken on Maduro, and patting his back on that. Irony, of course, is that we see Shahbaz Sharif then on the last row, and the Pahalgam backers getting a seat at the Davos's Board of Peace platform. There you have Donald Trump wielding that.
Congratulations,
document.
President Trump. The charter is now in full force, and the Board of Peace is now an official international organization. We will now continue the signing ceremonies, beginning with the President of Argentina and the Prime Minister of Armenia. Next up, the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of the Republic of Bulgaria. Thank you. Next, the Prime Minister of Hungary and the President of the Republic of Indonesia. Next, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Jordan and the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Next, the President of the Republic of Kosovo and the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. That's it. Yes, thank you. Next, the President of the Republic of Paraguay and the Prime Minister of the State of Qatar. Hello, good, how are you? Next, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey. Great. Next, the Chairman of the Executive Authority Affairs of the UAE and the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan. And last but not least, the Prime Minister of Mongolia. Congratulations, everyone. This concludes the signing ceremony. If President Trump and all of the Board of Peace members could please join the President around the table. The President is now going to sign the inaugural resolution that will resolve the Board of Peace's Gaza mandate per the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2803. Congratulations. If President Trump and all Board of Peace members could please take their seats in the front. Now it is my honor to introduce the United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who will speak about President Trump and his accomplishments. Without further ado, Secretary Rubio.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today. It's an honor to serve as the Secretary of State during a historic presidency. And it's a historic presidency because the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is someone who is not limited by what others say is possible or what others say is impossible. He's not limited by some of the things that have happened in the past, and he's willing to talk to or engage with anyone in the interest of peace, always putting the American people and our national security first, but understanding that in the world that we share with so many others, peace is paramount to all of us. We are here today because of President Trump's vision. If we go back just a few months ago, people thought what was happening in Gaza was impossible to solve. 28 hostages that were dead, others that were still living, all these hostages that were being held. No one thought that that would ever come to a resolution without more fighting and more bloodshed along the way. In fact, frankly, many thought it was intractable. And sadly, many of the institutions that have served us well, in many cases, for the last 70 years, were unable to do anything about it. But President Trump had the vision and the courage to dream the impossible, to believe that it was doable, and to pursue it with all of his heart. And he was in that capacity assisted by an extraordinary team, and I think both Jared and Steve deserve a tremendous amount of credit, Jared Kushner and Steve Woodcock, for all the work they put in. And all of our partners here today. And now we have this Board of Peace, who I believe's possibilities are endless. Obviously, with a focus first and foremost on making sure that this peace deal in Gaza becomes enduring. And I know this president has it as his highest priority and will give it everything he has to make sure that this is successful. I also want to acknowledge the extraordinary leaders that are here today. This is not just a Board of Peace, this is a Board of Action. Just like President Trump is a president of action. A lot of times people like to give speeches. I've been to many of these forums, and they're not useless, and they're not, they have utility in many cases. But oftentimes in international affairs, we often find ourselves at events where people are reading these scripted statements, these strongly worded letters that they put out, but no action, nothing happens. This is a group of leaders that are about action. And the President of the United States is a president of action, of getting things done. And today is the beginning of that, of a new era and a new stage that we think is so important as a model to the rest of the world of what is possible. And clearly the focus is right now on Gaza and making sure that the plan that's about to be presented to you here today, this vision for the future of Gaza, this vision for the future of the region, is not just possible and promising. It is our destiny if we put the time and the effort that it requires, as I know this board will do. But I also think it will serve as an example of what's possible in other parts of the world. Without losing focus on what's before us now, This is what's possible for other places and other conflicts that seem impossible to solve right now. So I want to, on behalf of the United States, on behalf of the team that worked so hard on this, thank every single one of the leaders that are here today and all of the countries that have committed to joining, and many others who are going to join. You know, others either are not in town today or they have to go through some procedure internally in their own country because of constitutional limitations, but others will join. Many want to be a part of this effort because it is going to be a successful effort. And you see it reflected here today among countries of different backgrounds from different parts of the world, majority Christian some, majority Muslim others, who've come together. In fact, former adversaries who have joined here as part of this Board of Peace. And all was possible, and I want to acknowledge this again, because of the vision and the drive of the President of the United States. So thank you all for joining us here today. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Secretary Rubio. Please, if you could now turn your attention to the screens for a video message from the head of the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, Dr. Ali Shaith.
Distinguished leaders, colleagues, and friends, it is an honor to be here today. I want to start by thanking President Donald J. Trump and his administration for their intensive efforts to advance peace in the whole region.
All right, the Board of Peace of President Donald Trump. Remember, Rakshita, this is a Board of Peace, which is the idea and execution of the American president, but not necessarily of the United States government, because as per information available, it seems Donald Trump is going to be the chairman of chairman for life of the Board of Peace, which means even as his term ends in 2028, he might continue, which means it sort of becomes a private organization to carry on Trump's leadership of world affairs in whatever manner. So about 50 odd invitations sent, including to Russia, China, Belarus accepted. Now the interesting aspect is we saw there Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif along with Ishaq Dar, the Deputy Prime Minister, and his brother-in-law. But the point is that all reports suggest that you need to pay up $1 billion for permanent membership. So has Pakistan paid the money or just come for the photo op? I think is going to be an interesting takeaway. Rakshita, what are your takeaways?
Well, it could be just a deal as for the Nobel backing, or it could be for backing the Board of Gaza, Board of Peace as well. And I think we have to see what is Trump's definition of peace. He writes a letter to the Norwegian Prime Minister saying that he's not interested in peace anymore since he was not given the Peace Prize. And now he goes on to sign something that he calls as a Board of Peace. And then he also sits with the terror backers, that is Pakistan. So what is really peace? As you just pointed out, it gives him sweeping powers to stay, the head
stay
of relevant for the rest of his life, exactly. And perhaps is trying to counter the UN in some ways or the other. And do you think that it's a dangerous trap? India has not really responded to it, is it? India has not.
First up, it does not help him in any manner in terms of his Peace Prize because Norway has declined.
Yeah.
Norway was not there, France was not there, Germany Chancellor Merz, who was or is in Davos as we speak, has refused to be part of this photo op.
Yeah.
Of course, reports suggested that, and in fact, it was formally acknowledged by the Americans that India was invited. Prime Minister Modi was personally invited by President Trump, but of course, India has not accepted. And so I think both the inclusions and the exclusions are very interesting. It cannot be Board of Peace. It is essentially President Trump's vanity project, and perhaps is going to continue at the expense of the poor Pakistanis, even after President Trump's term is over.
And what does this really do? We're talking about Gaza right now, but if there are others to come on board, because as I mentioned, India is not going to, India hasn't responded yet. It has confirmed the receiving of this invitation. So do you feel that going forward, how is he going to use this Board of Peace as a tool?
Well, you see, like other fanciful things, this is Trump's vanity project. And of course, India is not joining. That's what I get to hear. And so what we're going to see is that this is essentially President Trump circumventing the existing rules-based order, United Nations. He did mention that the UN got an opportunity but did nothing. See, the UN system might be broke, does not mean that you have to have your own Board of Peace and your own personal fiefdom as an international, masquerading as an international organization. That seems to be the case. The fact that Mark Carney was clear that rules-based oil, in fact, every European leader, in fact, that you've heard from Davos speaking, they have really held a mirror to Trump and to the United States that this rules-based order is something we should value. We set it up post-World War II painstakingly with a lot of sacrifice, and it cannot be allowed to let go off. I think that's my takeaway from this.
Absolutely, and also we see that there are many comments that have come in on this. As you just said, it's a vanity project. But I want to understand that does it go beyond Gaza, because he's claimed that he has stopped 8 wars, as he keeps just like a broken tape. He goes on and on about. Does he also will meddle in different affairs, just like when India is in a conflict? Does it, become a trap for other countries? The
original plan, of course, Rakshita, was about this being limited to Gaza. It was part of the 20-point peace plan. But I think it seems that since 50-odd people have signed, Trump might want it to continue in other areas. And that's why India is staying out of it, because we don't recognize the legitimacy of this very personal vanity project of the American president. On that note, I think we'll just a short break, coming back on the other side with more.
All right, we'll be right back with more updates on the Boeing investigation. What we understand is that the US Aviation Safety Group report has claimed that there has been a cover-up, that there have been multiple issues with the aircraft that tragically crashed in Ahmedabad. We'll get you the details on that. Stay tuned.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की देगी मिर्च, देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का। MDH की देगी मिर्च। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll continue.
MDH की देगी मीरज
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का
MDH की देगी मीरज केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians
Viewers, top headlines. At least 10 Jawans killed after army vehicle skids off road and plunges into the gorge. Rescue operations are underway.
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए क्या कोशिश तो कर
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी पैर ही नहीं चल रहा हूँ
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा ज्यादा ये बहुत गहरा पानी पैर में आ रहे और इससे ये पीछे फ्लो कर रहा है
Last video of techie Yuvraj, accessed by Republic. Firefighters seemed absolutely clueless while Yuvraj was struggling.
कोशिश तो कर
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी पैर ही नहीं चल रहा हूँ बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए क्या कोशिश तो कर
Massive cover-up in death of Noida techie Yuvraj. 3 builders arrested, but those who watched him wait for death let go of. Controversial bureaucrat Sanjay Kirwar is shunted out over dog walking over Rao, reinstated as Delhi MCD chief. US Aviation Safety Group report claims Air India Boeing 787 suffered repeated technical and electrical failures. Boeing to consult India's AAIB. Outrage over cold-blooded killing of Manipur man on camera. Protests held across Churachandpur. Republic confronts Priya Sachdev amid Sanjay Kapoor legacy battle. She dodges our mic and has gone silent.
जनता को भी स्पष्ट करना पड़ेगा कि किस कारण से दिया था कि अब ले रहे हैं। आखिर देते समय अकल कहीं घास चरने गई थी।
Yogi government issues ultimatum to self-styled godman Avi Mukteshwaranand. The lifetime ban on Sia from Magh Mela imposed. Getting you some big updates coming in, viewers. We are live and we are breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest coming in. Bangladesh to be booted out, Pakistan also to boycott. Big update coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And this is coming the backdrop of the updates that we had for you, where we see that there seems to be a withdrawal which was coming that we were reporting on, and now that withdrawal has come. With that withdrawal has come, viewers. And we're also learning that Pakistan could also boycott the T20 World Cup. Pakistan could also opt out of the T20 World Cup in support of Bangladesh. Pakistani cricketers push for boycott of T20 World Cup in India. There's a huge update coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And there's a huge standoff between Bangladesh Cricket Board and ICC over whether Bangladesh will play their group matches. And I have with me Rakshita, my colleague. Rakshita is joining me. Rakshita, what is happening? What is happening here? This is a huge development that is coming in for the world of cricket.
Well, this has been going on for days, and Bangladesh has been trying to hold this position of grandstanding, in cahoots with Pakistan. We know that Pakistan has tried to needle this matter also, but Bangladesh is for Bangladesh who is going to, in fact, at the end of the day, suffer the loss. Now, if it has indeed, decided to boycott this, it will be replaced, because there have been reports that Scotland, as per the ranking system, Bangladesh will be replaced by Scotland. So the tour will go on, the World Cup will go on. And in a statement last night, the ICC had made it very clear that as far as the request by BCB to shift venues is concerned, as it has cited security threats to its players in India, there is no proven, there is no evidence-based, claim. There is no threat, there is no security threat or safety threat to any of the players in India. So when they say that they do not want to play in India, citing security risks, then there is no threat as such, what has been ascertained till now, as per the ICC media release, as per what the ICC has said. And they say there is no chance of changing the venue. There are logistical issues, and it causes also a lot of problems. In fact, logistically, operationally, also, if someone has to today change the venue. Not just that, it also sets the wrong example, so also sets the wrong precedent. Now, when did this all begin, Shivangi? This had begun when Mustafizur Rahman was dropped from the Kolkata Knight Riders team. Now, Kolkata Knight Riders is a team that comes under IPL, which is controlled by the BCCI, nothing to do with the ICC. But in retaliation, just to perhaps impress their own people of the country, which Pakistan is also a master at, and clearly they are trying to, mirror those silly ways. Bangladesh tried to say that we will boycott this tournament. We want it to be shifted to Sri Lanka maybe, which is not going to happen. BCB was given 24 hours yesterday by ICC that, you have to make a choice. Do you want to play in India? Do you want to come? Do you want to play all the matches or not? That's up to you. Now, what we understand is that Bangladesh has said no, it will not come. Pakistan, we do not know yet. It has only been, it has only made the statements off the record to several media outlets about its participation. But, Pakistan has done this all the time. We've seen last time World Cup was happening in India, 2023. Pakistan has again tried to, show that it is not going to come to India. But at the end, it had to come. And just like that, BCB also knows that it will have to come to India. There is no point. There is no logic behind their claims. There is no logic behind their demands. And henceforth, we have to understand that India has raised issue of Hindus and anti-India rhetoric, anti-India campaign that was being carried out in Bangladesh. So Indians and Hindus are in threat when it comes to Bangladesh, playing or going to Bangladesh. This tit-for-tat measure does not hold any logic as far as sports or any diplomacy is concerned there, Shivangi. So now BCB, under whatever influence they are doing this, they stand to, of course, pay the price for it. They can also be banned. They can also, be fined later on. We do not know yet. There could be some, penalties also against Bangladesh. So Pakistan should also now think carefully if at all it is mulling to boycott.
Right, that's right. Well, thank you, Rakshita, for getting us all those details. And Rakshita, we see that Bangladesh will not travel to India for tournament. This has been confirmed by this BCB. So a lot of suspense still remains over the T20. Let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories we're tracking. We're getting some more breaking news coming in. A major development has now surfaced in the Noida engineer death case as the Central Bureau of Investigation has formally stepped in to probe the matter. CBI has expanded.
You're here very much. Thank you both very much. But I said that, this is a great location. It all begins. See, I'm a real estate person at heart, and it's all about location. And I said, look at this location on the sea. Look at this beautiful piece of property, what it could be for so many people. It'll be so great. People that are living so poorly are going to be living so well. But it all began with the location. That's the vision. They look out on the waters, and very few places are like it. So we put together a team that's outstanding, a team that's done it before, a team that I think has done tougher jobs, if you want to know the truth. We've done some tough jobs. And we continue to. As far as the United States is concerned, we're behind it. And the United States has never been stronger, never been bigger, better. It's doing really well. You see that, building thousands of businesses, plants, factories all over the United States are right now under construction. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And this is just an honor to be involved with this and to be involved with the great people in this room and the great leaders that are sitting on stage. We thank you very much. And we have many others that have signed up, and they all want to be members of the Board of Peace because it really will be important. This is not going to be a waste of time. We waste so much time on things that never happen. This will happen, and it's already happening. Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, getting your pictures coming in, viewers. This is live. Just a short while back, US President Trump signed the charter of his Board of Peace at Davos. And the body is expected to resolve international conflicts with a $1 billion price tag for permanent membership. And let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories that we're tracking. These are live pictures coming in from the World Economic Forum. We'll shift our focus now to some of the other stories we're tracking. A major turnaround from the White House has come in. President Trump has dropped his threat to impose steep tariffs on several European countries as he announced a framework deal on Greenland and Arctic cooperation. This is the latest that we're tracking. Let's take a look.
Big relief for Europe. US President Donald Trump drops his tariff threat after talks with NATO and announces a framework deal on Greenland.
It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice develop it and improve it, and so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States, just as we have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired. There's nothing wrong with it.
The standoff is over. No trade war, at least for now. Earlier this week, Donald Trump had warned that he would impose tariffs of up to 25% on 8 European countries unless they agreed to US terms regarding Greenland. The tariffs were scheduled to take effect in February. From Davos, the US president announced a framework agreement, saying that there is no final deal yet, but talks are moving forward.
All we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally it's not defensible that way, totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease, which is a large piece of ice in the middle of the ocean where if there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it. Those missiles would be flying right over the center of that piece of ice.
Furthermore, Donald Trump ruled out the use of military force to seize the territory, which was a point of concern among European partners.
People thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it, as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them.
Trump's earlier comments had strained relations with Denmark, of which Greenland is an autonomous territory, as well as with the European Union. The European Parliament even suspended ratification of a US-EU trade agreement in response to US threats. Reports say talks with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte help pave the way for the new framework, which focuses on cooperation in the Arctic region rather than territorial transfer. Financial markets reacted positively to Trump's reversal of threatened tariffs and the announcement of the framework. For now, pressure is off, talks are on, and diplomacy back in play. Trump steps back from tariffs and puts the Greenland issue on a diplomatic track.
We're getting some breaking news coming in. SIT summons BRS working president KTR in phone tapping case, intensifying its probe into the case. SIT asked KTR to appear before it on Friday at 11 a.m. Earlier, former Minister Harish Rao was summoned by SIT on Tuesday and was grilled for more than 8 hours. In fact, getting KTR summoned by SIT on Friday at 11 a.m. BRS working president KTR in phone tapping case has been summoned by the SIT. And intensifying its probe into the case, SIT asked KTR to appear before it on Friday at 11 a.m. Former Minister Harish Rao was summoned by SIT on Tuesday and was grilled for more than 8 hours. So, huge update coming in, viewers on Republic TV. This is a phone tapping case. Which is being investigated. And SIT has issued a notice to KTR asking him to appear tomorrow in the phone tapping case. What is the phone tapping case all about? Let's go to Ashwarya, who's joining us live. Ashwarya, okay, he has to come tomorrow, 11 a.m. is the time. And this is coming the backdrop of the probe into the phone tapping case. What is this case all about? And what can we expect tomorrow, Ashwarya? I think, Ashwarya, can you just fix your mic? If you could fix your mic, and then we can hear you. But just telling our viewers what is happening. SIT action comes just 2 days after the former minister and BRS MLA T. Harish Rao appeared before the SIT, which grilled him for over 7 hours. And now we see more updates coming in the phone tapping case. Do we have Ashwarya back? If we have Ashwarya back, we will come back to Ashwarya. All right, Ashwarya. Yes, go ahead. The probe has been intensified into the phone tapping case. We see that now the BRS working president KT Rama Rao will be asked to appear tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m.
So this particular case dates back to 2024, where the BRS regime, during the BRS regime, they are alleged these party leaders have been alleged that they have used they have tapped several businessmen, celebrities, as well as other opposition leaders' phones unceremoniously, and that is why this led to several to their own advantage. They have used these particular phone tapping tapes that they have used in their own advantage, is what the allegation was against KTR. Earlier, the IAS secretaries as well as the police officers who were involved in this particular case were summoned, and they were questioned for almost 1 week now. It is a turn for political leaders ahead of municipality elections, is what the BRS is saying, that once the BRS party leaders, be it Harish Rao or KTR, are exposing the Congress scams that they are doing in Telangana for almost now 2 years when they are in rule. The BRS is claiming that they are trying to use this particular phone tapping case to divert the media attention as well as the people's attention in the because of the upcoming municipality elections here in Telangana. But the phone tapping, the police who are investigating this particular phone tapping case are saying that earlier the leaders, the bureaucrats as well as the IAS officers who were allegedly involved in this particular case were interrogated, and after that it is the turn of the political leaders whose names are also on the list of accused. So earlier, 2 days ago, that is on Tuesday, Harish Rao was summoned by the SIT and he was grilled for almost more than 8 hours in the Jubilee Hills police station. Now it is KTR who has been summoned by the same SIT office here for tomorrow, and he has also been given the time at 11 o'clock that he has to appear in Jubilee Hills police station here for the questioning.
That's right. Well, thank you for getting us those details, Ashwin. And we are getting some reactions coming in, so let's go ahead and play it out for our viewers.
One straight question by BRS opposition MLAs Sri KTR and Harish Rao. Why no inquiry on coal scam in Telangana under the Congress government? And immediately, the SIT issues notices first to Sri Harish Rao and now to KT Ramarao asking to appear for questioning. From 2 years, the Congress government did not record the statement of Harish Rao or KTR. But when they have constantly exposed the Congress government's coal scam involving Deputy Chief Minister Batti Vikramarka, Minister Komatreddy Venkat Reddy and directly Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, and also 2 news channels fighting against each other and putting up accusations on the Deputy Chief Minister, why is there no investigation on that? And why now suddenly, to divert the entire issue of the coal scam, why are BRS opposition MLAs KTR and Harish Rao being targeted? Nevertheless, as law-abiding citizen, Harish Rao went and appeared. KTR also will go and appear because this whole phone tapping is just a web series of Revanth government who is involved in corruption, contracts and commission scandals and want to divert their issues from their failed governance of no deliver of 6 guarantees, no promises, absolute failure of governance, and totally they do not want anyone in Telangana to speak about their scandals, contracts, commissions and corruption.
And viewers, a fresh video has emerged in the Noida techie Yuvraj's death. The video, which came from Noida Sector 150 emerged, shows software engineer Yuvraj Mehta sitting on top of a car in front of the fire department with his mobile phone's flashlight on. Here's a report on what chilling details that video has revealed.
A new video has surfaced in connection with the death of Noida techie Yuvraj after his car drowned in the drain. The video, which has emerged from Noida Sector 150, showed software engineer Yuvraj Mehta sitting on top of a car in front of the fire department. The actions in the video showed how helpless Yuvraj might be. In the video, it is visible that Yuvraj had turned on his mobile's flashlight in a hope to seek help. Firefighters went into the water, but they were absolutely clueless. Meanwhile, a man was seen asking Yuvraj about the depth of water. Firefighters later responded to techie and stated that we have called for some more help.
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए क्या कोशिश तो कर ना खींचो मुझे आगे खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी, पैर ही नहीं चल रहा है।
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा ज्यादा ये बहुत गहरा पानी पैर भी ना आ रहे और इससे भी पीछे फ्लो कर रहा है मुझे। अच्छा आगे नहीं जाने दे रही रस्सी फेंको जरा यहाँ तो फेंको कोशिश करो।
The video clip also showed how rescuers wasted their time while reaching to the Noida techie. And like this, struggle went on for 2 hours, but Yuvraj could not be saved, despite several teams being present at the spot.
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी।
Viewers, a chilling video of honor killing has now caused a stir in Moradabad. A couple from different communities had eloped from their homes. 3 days later, the bodies of the lovers were found in suspicious circumstances. Investigation is continuing in the case and uncovered that the woman's brothers had murdered both individuals. Here is a report. Take a look.
A brutal case of honor killing in Moradabad, UP has come to light. 3 days ago, 2 lovers, Arman and Kajal, had gone missing from the village. A missing person complaint was filed yesterday evening for a man. Today, the family of a young woman too filed a missing person complaint. The police sprung into action. Senior police officers reached the spot. Then came a spine-chilling twist in the case. Police uncovered that the woman's brothers had murdered both individuals. Basis this information, bodies of the victims were recovered. A shovel used in the crime was also recovered.
युवक और युवती एक दूसरे से परिचित रहे हैं और इस संबंध में जब गहनता से जांच की गई तो इसमें ये प्रकाश में आया कि युवती के भाइयों के द्वारा दोनों की हत्या कर दी गई है और उसके भाइयों से जब पूछताछ की गई तो उनकी निशानदेही पर दोनों के शवों को बरामद किया गया। घटना में प्रयुक्त एक फावड़ा भी जिसके द्वारा हत्या की गई वो भी बरामद किया गया है।
2 of the brothers have been taken into custody and the bodies were sent for post-mortem examination.
And viewers, much more coming up on the other side. US Aviation Safety Group has now claimed that Air India Boeing 787 suffered repeated technical and electrical failures. Boeing to consult India's AAIB. Stay tuned.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. US President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that...
Viewers, coming up at 6 stories at 6. Heartbreaking video emerges of Noida techie Yuvrajist. Desperate struggle raises more questions. And the latest coming in from Davos. Our EU team heads to India to sign a huge trade deal. All this and much more coming right up at 6 stories at 6.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरी राजा राजा और प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. US President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. US President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
What an irony! Pahalgam attackers find a seat at the Gaza Peace Board of Donald Trump.
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए खाने के बाद देखना कितना हो। चल कोशिश तो कर ना, खींचो मुझे, खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी, पैर ही नहीं चल रहा है।
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा?
Last video of techie Yuvraj Mehta accessed by Republic TV. Firefighters seen absolutely clueless while Yuvraj was struggling.
चल कोशिश तो कर ना, खींचो मुझे, खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी, पैर ही नहीं चल रहा है। बहुत अच्छे दोस्त।
अपने आप को सेफ।
Massive cover-up in death of Noida techie Yuvraj. 3 builders arrested, but those who watched him wait to die are let off. Controversial bureaucrat Sanjay Kirwar, shunted out over dog walking row, has now been reinstated as the Delhi MCD chief. US Aviation Safety Group report claims Air India Boeing 787 suffered repeated technical and electrical failures. Boeing to consult India's AAIB. Outrage over cold-blooded killing of Manipur man on camera. Protests held across Churachandpur. And Republic confronts Priya Sachdev amid Sanjay Kapoor legacy battle. She dodges our mics, goes silent. Yogi government issues ultimatum to Swami Avimukteswaranand. Lifetime ban on seer from Magha Mela possible. Imposed. All right, viewers, we shift our focus to the techie death case, and this is the video, the last video while he was drowning to death. We see the firefighters were completely clueless, and what we see is that he was just allowed to die. He shows a hand steadily holding a phone, likely recording or providing light, positioned several meters away from the marshy, water-filled pit where the victim, Yuvraj Mehta, was desperately clinging to his sinking car. A long rope is visible in the footage that we are showing you, presumably intended for rescue efforts, while an SDRF rescuer is present at the scene, notably wearing a life jacket. Questions now arise about why the rescuer, despite being equipped and trained for disaster response, mind you wearing the life jacket, did not enter the water to swim out and attempt a direct save. He did not plunge into the water, even as the victim, Yuvraj Mehta, pleaded for help over a long period of time. References to the water's depth are being made. If you hear that audio, which will play out, no swimming attempt occurred. Nobody is ready to dive. They don't dive, they let him die. And there's an apparent lack of urgency from the assembled team, including the SDRF, including the NDRF, and the fire brigade personnel, who seem to hesitate or prioritize other protocols over immediate action, contributing to widespread criticism of the delayed and ultimately unsuccessful rescue that cost the young life. Take a look.
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए अरे पानी क्या कोशिश तो कर ना खींचो मुझे आगे खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी पैर ही नहीं चल रहे होंगे
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा ज्यादा ये बहुत गहरा पानी पैर भी ना आ रहे और इससे भी पीछे फ्लो कर रहा है मुझे अच्छा आगे नहीं जाने दे रही रस्सी फेंको जरा यहाँ तो फेंको कोशिश करो
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए अरे पानी क्या कोशिश तो कर ना खींचो मुझे आगे खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी पैर ही नहीं चल रहे होंगे
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा ज्यादा ये बहुत गहरा पानी पैर भी ना आ रहे और इससे भी पीछे फ्लो कर रहा है मुझे अच्छा आगे नहीं जाने दे रही रस्सी फेंको जरा यहाँ तो फेंको कोशिश करो.
All right, my colleague Shivam is in fact joining us live on the broadcast. For more, Shivam, tell us what are you picking up? If you could just explain to the viewers that entire location, because this is a video that is from the site, which from the time of the incident, and we clearly see that there are SDRF, NDRF personnel with life jackets also, but nobody attempts to even dive and save Yuvraj's life.
Definitely. So I'm right now at this location, and just a few moments ago, the SDRF team also, Rakshita, let me mention this to you. They came here. We were just trying to fetch the details from them also, because they came here and they were examining. They came here to the location, and now even it's being monitored using a drone also. Various members of the authority are also here. The society people are also here. All right, so I have also the residents who stay nearby, and they have given a strong argument here. They said that we had all the ropes, we have all the equipments, whether you talk about the life jackets, we have all the people who stay very nearby, because this location, you have many societies, many high-rise buildings behind me. As you can see behind me, these are the buildings which are present, and many people reside here. Now, these are the senior members of the society who stay very nearby. Mr. Ganju, Mr. Navdeep, and Mr. Rajiv also is there. They have alleged that because this is part of a criminal negligence that was happening. This road behind me, just behind me, is that big pit which was the cause of the death of the techie. Sir, you said it very clearly. If they would have reached to you, if they would reach to the society members or ask the guard, you could have helped with some sort of life jacket or a rope.
We have everything with us. We have everything with us, all the infrastructure, because we have, 2 swimming pools, and we have, life jackets, we have the ropes, we have the tubes. So we could have provided, and definitely a life could have been saved if somebody would have come and requested us. Even the guard, or not everybody could have helped.
They say they didn't have the big rope, or the water was very cold, or it was like there are rods.
We have the rope, we have the life jackets, we have the tubes. They could have asked, we could have provided five big ropes, 5 life jackets, and 5 tubes. We have that much of infrastructure.
It was not a village. We are in Noida, such an important city, and so many people, and it is so surprising. Nobody would believe in the world that there one boy who was there for about 1.5 to 2 hours, he could not be saved. Very astonishing. And so many people, and nobody could swim. Nobody dared. We hear so much. A small child saves people on 26th January parade, and these so many people, NDRF, fire, police, nobody dared to jump and save the boy.
Definitely serious questions being put here. So you also gave an argument that the corruption is a major problem here. Waterlogging is a major problem here. You have complained many a times.
Yes, many a times we have complained through our elected members and going here and there, but nothing is happening. Things are just stagnant, like this stagnant water. Nothing is moving. Nothing is moving.
All right. So this is a very strong argument that they are giving. They are saying things are as stagnant as the stagnant water, Rakshita, that you can see. And electrical cables are going beneath.
Through the water so much.
Just imagine, electrical cables are going beneath. As per the residents who stay nearby, the mosquitoes issue is one issue. Had they paid, thanks a lot. Had they paid heed to all the complaints that were forwarded to the authority, a life would have saved. Whether it was the concern of the waterlogging, the problem of waterlogging, or whether it was about having reflectors at this place, or because it was a foggy night, and this accident, that incident could have been avoided. A few days ago also, a truck also entered just the same pit. It was about to fall in that location, and even the truck driver, he was alleging that this is a case of criminal negligence. Now it amounts to murder, actually. That was something he was saying, according to media reports. Now authorities are coming here, they're examining the location. The sun is setting right now. These are the latest visuals I can show you. I'm coming closer because the residents were asking me to have their argument also, their viewpoint also. This is the location. These barricades, they were not there at the time of the accident. Had these barriers been there at that time, a life would have been saved. The SDRF team has come here. I had a word with the SDRF officers. They were from Haryana Police, as I could read from them. And they were very clearly stating that they are here and this will become a case study. Where will they examine this entire case? I asked them tough questions. I asked them whether his life could have been saved, whether somebody could have jumped or not, and even about the rope issue. They were giving solutions, but they didn't give a final verdict on that, because this video, the examination that they have done, it will be forwarded to the senior officers. They will be having a look at it and they will be deciding. But definitely negligence, nobody jumping into the water That's a problem. It's not a place which is not connected. It's definitely connected. Even while he was asking for help, if a logical thinking prevailed, if common sense
Right,
prevailed,
questions need
his
to be
life could have
asked
been
to
saved.
the authority, to the DM as well, because the disaster, the SDRF, the disaster relief also comes under the DM. But has there been any inquiry and about what the SDRF was doing? Because we saw the personnel there and they were completely clueless. Many thanks for joining us from the side of that tragedy in Noida. We were shifting the focus to other stories from across the country. This is Bharat in a minute. A notorious criminal was shot and injured by Bihar police early this morning during an encounter. The police, according to the police, the criminal, Parmanand Yadav, is associated with the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and has several cases registered against him. A 9mm pistol was also recovered by the police. Karnataka Governor Thawarchand Gehlot walked out of the State Legislative Assembly without reading the government-drafted speech after the joint session. Congress members later protested and attempted to gherao him inside the Assembly. The Kerala Assembly was adjourned after the opposition Congress parties created a ruckus over the Sabrimala gold theft case. Opposition members later walked out of the House, raising banners, shouting slogans. All right, viewers, now shifting focus to the Air India crash report. US-based aviation safety advocacy group has now alleged in a report that Air India Boeing 787 aircraft that crashed tragically in Ahmedabad had a long history of technical issues. Technical problems like safety concerns linked to the aircraft type are being downplayed globally. The Foundation of Aviation Safety says it submitted a presentation to the US Senate asserting that the aircraft experienced system failures from its day one of service in 2014. That includes electrical, software and wiring faults, power losses and overheating components. The FAA cited analysis of more than 2,000 Boeing 787 system failure reports, pointing to specific incidents such as a power panel fire in January 2022 and landing gear system faults in April 2022. So this was 3 years before this crash happened. And Boeing, responding to the claims, says that it would defer to India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau in line with international investigation protocol. So there has been a clear-cut cover-up, viewers, which we have been pointing to as well. There have been multiple reports. These are reports not from India, mind you. These are reports from US that have in fact flagged. They have flagged the issue. And now we'll in fact just show you the other angle in this story. Captain Sabharwal, who tragically died, he was the captain of the flight. His family is now being harassed, as is alleged by the family members. His father, in fact, has spoken to Republic TV, and he's made an appeal to the government of India over this. Listen into this conversation.
Kirwar Sabharwal, father of late Captain Sumit Sabharwal, express my sincere gratitude to Captain Randhawa and the Federation of Indian Pilots for standing with our family with dignity and professionalism in our pursuit of truth and fairness. While we continue to grieve, we have faced repeated distress in the name of inquiry. I am constrained to state that AIB for persistently attempted to call the youngest pilots of our family for questioning despite their having no connection whatsoever with the case. This has caused unnecessary trauma and most to harassment of a bereaved family. I appeal to the government of India to take urgent cognizance of this. An accident investigation must be independent, evidence-led, and are conducted with sensitivity, not through pressure or intimidation. It is for these reasons that we were compelled to approach the Honorable Supreme Court for protection and due process. My son, Captain Sumit Sabharwal, was a thorough professional and a man of integrity. He had a spotless flying career during his service for more than 25 years. And any attempt to prejudge the outcome or threaten blame without complete technical evidence is unjust and contrary to the principle of natural justice and aviation safety. Our only request is for fair, transparent, and impartial investigation free from prejudice and victimization.
All right, we are being joined by Ms. Nimmi Sharma, who's the daughter of Anju Sharma, the Ahmedabad plane crash victim. Thank you so much, Ms. Sharma, for joining us. And today we are showing that how there is another report that has surfaced. And in fact, this is a US body that has filed this report, made several claims about history of the technical issues this very aircraft had. It's been submitted to the US Senate. And there has been an issue since April 2022, at least two of them, and an electrical issue that could have contributed to the crash. And this has nowhere surfaced in the investigation till now. That was so-called leaked to some media outlets that was conducted within India, ma'am. How do you react to it?
The first thing, safety really matters, okay? Because, if twice this happened, so, everybody has to be very, very, very serious because, of course, in one flight, it's 272 people are flying with very excited that they are going to meet their family.
Ma'am, you can take your time, we understand.
I don't know, but just one thing I want to say that, after a very long time, we actually, stopped talking about this because it's a sudden flashback. Sometimes it's coming because we don't want to think about that because we were just having only mama and safety really matters. So I just want to say one thing that, before that, everybody was very excited before flying, but now is the time everybody got scared. If something is going to happen, then what? Second thing I want to say that, even this was experienced by me only because I was traveling on 8th of April in 25 only. In 2025 in April, it was the same going I was flying. Ma'am, you won't believe, where we are putting the check-in bags, the storage here. It was really, what I can say, it was very बहुत ज्यादा हिल रहा था वो and it was and वो बहुत जोर से झटका लगा था. I was having a small daughter, okay, just my little one. She was just 3.5 years and we were having a very बहुत जोर से धक्का लगा. We know that it was a very, and the second thing is that कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए because हम इतने सारे लोग उसमें travel कर रहे हैं and you won't believe, ma'am, when I reached even London in Gatwick, over there, I literally, the first sentence I said to my husband, from this moment, we really don't want to travel in this Air India. And even for mama as well. We really thought that, okay, my mama is coming. She was coming like for the third time, okay. And on that moment also, we said that, okay, she's not going to travel. Unfortunately, my mama said, okay, she don't want to, haul in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi. Only that was the reason that, and we booked the Air India flight. And unfortunately, this happened. But it was a very, we still, we are not okay still now.
Yeah. Ji. We can understand, we can completely understand, ma'am, and we understand the difficult time you and many others have gone through, and this is the reason why we do not want anyone else to ever face this, and that is why it's important to flag the concerns and the fact that there is a cover-up which is quite visibly happening. It is also claimed in this report that there are many such, this study and these failures, these technical issues go beyond that particular aircraft. So there are many Boeing 787s that should be under scrutiny. But to no avail, ma'am, it's been more than, I think, it's going to be a year and a few months now, more than 6 months, but we keep seeing audits happening. So much so now, even the pilot's family is being questioned, ma'am.
That is very bad, That is very bad, because just think about that one thing, that the captain's father, he's literally 94 years, okay? Yeah. And this allegation that, captain's hand has done this, and that, one more thing, I have even heard that, okay, that they have tried to suicide, something like that, but it was never happened, because they are also having small children, they are also having old people, the old daddy, okay? So why they were gonna do it? Sumit Sabharwal is the person that which I saw that, of course, he didn't get married as well. So this is very bad allegation, they have done it. And second thing, it's been exactly 7 months completed, ma'am. It is not 1 year. It's just 7 months. You won't believe. We are literally trying to contact from to the Air India that, we really want Mama's last footage. We really want baggage, luggage, at least something.
Yes.
And especially from before 4 days back, only on 13th only I landed from from UK to here, and only specially for this, because I booked appointment for 16th of this month, and we visited even in Ahmedabad. So for 2 hours we were having a meeting, and it was just like that, okay, that they are not, we found actually Mama's 2-3 clothes and track pants. So we found that, okay, from online, but they just said that they are not going to, we cannot view like physically, like we cannot see like that. It's from only online we have to see. And now is the time that they are not going to give us. After 45 days they are going to give us. So specially I came only for this moment. So I don't understand, this is very important thing is that when somebody is saying ना कि हम अभी आपको लगेज दे देंगे, हम अभी आपको एक, बिकॉज ये हमारी लास्ट मेमोरी है मम्मा के साथ, कि मम्मा कि अगर हमें कुछ चीजें उनकी पहनी हुई वो लास्ट, अगर हमें कुछ मिल जाता है तो आप भी समझ सकते हो कि वो हमारे लिए क्या है। एंड सेकेंड थिंग, फुटेज, हम फुटेज के लिए भी बहुत सारे ईमेल्स कर रहे हैं, हमें ईमेल्स के भी कोई रिप्लाई नहीं आ रहे हैं। हम बहुत I can say कि 3 to 4 times हमने emails भी कर दी हैं कि of course अगर कोई आप एयरपोर्ट पे जा रहे हो, हमारे बोर्डिंग्स क्लियर होते हैं, हमारे सिक्योरिटीज चेक होते हैं, हम जब लास्ट टाइम गेट पे बैठे होते हैं तभी भी हमारा वहाँ पे कैमराज होते ही हैं, सो दे कैन गिव ना दैट्स द लास्ट हाउ द ममा वाज गोइंग। एंड ये मेरी बात नहीं है, मैं तो यही कहूंगी कि सारे लोग, कितने सारे लोगों ने अपने मम्मी डैडीज को साथ में खो दिया, और कितने बच्चे थे उसमें, मेरे खुद के भी और रिलेटिव्स में से, नॉट रिलेटिव्स बट 3 फ्रेंड्स के स्टूडेंट्स भी थे। तो आई कैन जस्ट से कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था। इट्स वेरी बैड, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था।
We do hope that justice is delivered soon, Ms. Nimi Sharma, and the Republic TV continues to bring in the latest as far as the investigation in this story is concerned. Many thanks, Nimi, for joining us on Republic TV.
Thank you so much.
We shift our focus to other story, but before that, we step into a very, very short break. But on the other side, we get you controversial bureaucrat Sanjay Kirwar is back in action after being shunted out over dog walking row. He's been reinstated as Delhi MCD chief. We'll be right back with more on that.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े वाह वाह मामा क्या स्वाद है अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला स्टर करो पुदीना चटनी तैयार MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला MDH
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े क्या निराला MDH मसाला
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. US President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't...
It's 5:30 and you watch you live at Breaking with me, Shavan Sen. Our top focus. The inheritance battle has only intensified, but Priya Sanjay Kapoor is completely silent. 13 questions asked by Republic TV, but no answers. Our top focus at this hour. But up first, let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. What an irony. Pahalgam attackers find a seat at the Gaza Peace Board.
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए
Last video of techie Yuvraj Mehta accessed by Republic TV. Firefighters seen absolutely clueless while Yuvraj was struggling.
क्या कोशिश तो कर
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी, पैर ही नहीं चल रहा हमारे। बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए
Massive cover-up in death of Noida techie Yuvraj. 3 builders arrested, but those who watched him wait for death let go. Controversial bureaucrat Sanjeev Kirwar shunted out over dog walking row, reinstated as the Delhi Municipal Corporation head. US Aviation Safety Group report claims Air India Boeing 787 suffered repeated technical and electrical failures. Boeing to consult India's AAIB. Outrage over cold-blooded killing of Manipur. Man on camera protests held across Churachandpur. Republic confronts Priya Sajdev amid Sanjay Kapoor legal battle. She dodges our mics, goes silent.
को भी स्पष्ट करना पड़ेगा कि किस कारण से दिया था कि अब ले रहे हैं। आखिर देते समय अकल कहीं घास चरने गई थी।
Yogi government issues ultimatum to self-styled godman. Lifetime ban on seer from Magbela imposed. Well, the 30,000 crore inheritance battle in the Kapoor family has taken a dramatic turn, with 80-year-old Rani Kapoor, mother of late industrialist Sanjay Kapoor, moving the Delhi High Court seeking to scrap the Rani Kapoor family trust, alleging it was fraudulently created through forgery and manipulation by her late son and his third wife Priya Sajdev Kapoor. Now, a fresh civil suit has been filed before the High Court. Rani Kapoor has challenged the very validity of the trust created in her own name, claiming it was used as a tool to divest her of the entire estate and strip her of control over the Sona group of companies. We bring to you exclusive images and also a sequence with Priya Sajdev from inside the Patiala House Court. In fact, this is for the first time she has made an appearance in public. When the public tried to question her, watch how she dodged.
To say anything about Rani Kapoor filing a suit against you?
You have to say something.
Anything about Rani Kapoor you want to say?
Allegations clearly
there
that
are allegations of conspiracy. And to say about it?
And in fact, taken away all the messages.
Yeah, do you want to? What's your response?
A suit has been filed before the Delhi High Court regarding
There's a suit of conspiracy that has been filed against you. Do you want to say anything about it?
It's all a concocted theory. There's nothing, no truth in that. We will see that we contest that in court. And today,
Rani Kapoor is calling to dissolve the family trust. Do you have to say anything on it?
So what are your allegations?
Any response?
There are multiple allegations. We have given
Yeah,
evidence.
any response?
Have appeared today. We have given evidence. Now the court has issued notice to Mandara and the other accused for 12th of March.
Priya Mandira has denied your claims. Priya Mandira has denied your claims.
Well, Mandira Kapoor Smith, sister of the late industrialist Sanjay Kapoor, has broken her silence following the recent defamation case that has been filed against her by Priya Sajdev Kapoor. Now, in her statements amid the escalating family inheritance battle over Sanjay's massive estate, Mandira described the situation as unfortunate, but affirmed that it is true Sanjay was actually involved in certain matters central to the dispute. Here's that exclusive interview. The inheritance battle has only intensified. Charges and counter charges. The matter has now reached the court. Many say that where lies the truth on this very issue? I'm joined by Sanjay Kapoor's sister, Mandira Kapoor. Mandira, thank you very much for once again speaking to Republic TV. I want to start by asking you the latest plea that has been filed by your mother. What has surprised many is the fact that your mother makes a mention of the alleged role of Sanjay Kapoor. The very fact that in the plea there is a mention of the fact that in a dishonest manner, there was a collusion between Priya Kapoor and Sanjay Kapoor, taking away what essentially belonged to your mother. Why suddenly make a mention of Sanjay Kapoor if at all you all believe that this was perhaps a conspiracy hatched by Priya?
We have to talk about the reality of what has happened, and it's unfortunate that this is stuff we are finding out now, and it's something we have to call out because the entire estate of my father's was left to my mother, and it was to be divided after my mother's sole beneficiary. It was to be divided between all the three siblings and the what was 6 grandchildren now are 7. So a lot is coming to light right now, and it's unfortunate that my brother was a part of this conspiracy, but we need to get to the bottom of how, when, why, what, all of that, which we are in the process of doing.
By reading this particular plea, I get a sense, Mandira, that somewhere down the line, you all believe that Priya Sanjay Kapoor was perhaps putting some pressure on your brother. Is that the indication that you all are giving, that perhaps he was forced to basically sign the will, or more importantly, hand over the entire assets to a particular trust that you all say does not even exist?
So as far as the will goes, that's in court, and we're waiting for, the judgment on that. So I'm not going to comment on that. As far as the trust goes, we are trying to get to the bottom of what has happened. My brother was not the kind of person to have, I don't think was the kind of person to have done this. So, we all have feelings. We have to come out with what the truth was of it. And that will happen in court, in the proper judicial system with the law. And we will speak the truth as we always have, and we will come to the bottom in the conclusion of what has happened.
I also want to, put the spotlight on what Karishma Kapoor's children, Sanjay Kapoor's children have to essentially say about this entire inheritance battle. The very fact that they had absolutely no idea about even the worth of this entire estate that you're essentially talking about. The inheritance battle, 30,000 crore is what it is being pegged. But the children say that we do not have any idea about it. I want to ask you, is Mandira Kapoor, Rani Kapoor fully backing the claims that have now been made by Sanjay Kapoor's children?
The thing is, none of us were aware because this family's been very, our father raised us very differently. We want to make sure the grandchildren get what dad wanted them to get, which is, a part of what should be equally divided between the grandkids. And there is a lot more for even, my brother's kids to get than what they've gotten right now. It is, they've not gotten what they should get, and none of us have. I mean, considering my mother's alive and she's not got anything. That is not my father's intention ever. My father was very clear about my mother being the sole beneficiary and the grandkids being looked after. And right now, none of the grandkids have anything. And even my brother's kids have nothing. Well, those two don't, for sure. We're in this together, and we have to make sure the grandkids are secure. Dad was only about the grandkids. The kids, it was mom first, the grandkids, and then the three of us. So we need to make sure our children are all secure, and my brother's kids do need to be secure. Because my brother's not here now, and my mom's the head of the family, and she needs to make sure they are looked after as well.
I also want to ask you this because, Mandira, you are with your mother right now in London. What's her condition, given the fact that it seems from this particular plea that you're also fighting a battle for Sanjay Kapoor's children, Karishma Kapoor's children? What is it that Rani Kapoor has to say on this entire issue, particularly about the fact that the children have essentially been left out?
She is, and she's she's very strong right now. She's very clear on what she wants. She's very clear on the fact that she has to get everything that she and dad built back, and she's very clear that she has to look after the grandchildren, like I said, and she's she's got that on her head now. She's got the pressure of that. So we want to make sure she does what she has to do while she's alive, and she's 80 years old, so we want to make sure she's happy and she lives a happy life, whatever she has. What has happened with her is extremely unfair. She's lost her husband, she's lost her son, she's lost the legacy which they've built together. So we want to make sure she has that peace.
Mandira, I believe it is but necessary that people really ought to know about Where does Karishma Kapoor really stand on this entire issue? Of course, she does not have much of a say as far as the inheritance battle is concerned. It will be more of her children. But I believe that you have also been in touch with Karishma Kapoor. What is it that she has to say on this entire matter?
Like any mother, she wants to make sure kids are secure. Right. They've had a big loss in their life. She's a brilliant support system for her children, and she wants to make sure her kids are secure and you know, they've anyway had such a big loss. And
has
Priya
basically cut her off? Has Priya cut off Karishma Kapoor, or were there attempts that Karishma Kapoor was trying to make with Priya Sanjay Kapoor so that this situation could have been amicably solved?
I'm not sure about that. I have no idea about that. That's not something we talk about. But all I can say is I know that that Lolo Karishma does have her kids first, their interest first, and their interest only. And, you know, we have to, like I said, we have to make sure that those kids are really secure. They've had a very big loss and our heart goes out to them and we want to make sure they're secure.
Right. I want to ask you one final question with regards to some of the charges that have been leveled against you, your mother, and I believe a few others who have also been mentioned in a criminal defamation case that has been registered. Now here, what's important to point out from the complaint that has been filed is that they say that it's a malicious campaign that has been started, not directly by you perhaps, but by proxies of Mandira Kapoor as well as Karishma Kapoor. These are some charges that have been leveled against you. Matter is going to come up in the court too. I want your response on this because these are some very serious charges that Priya is making right now.
I don't know who the proxies are because I've been quite vocal with everyone and everything I've stated is either in court or the truth, and you can question me about anything, my story will stick the same. I've not maligned or been malicious or anything. If the truth is what it is, there's nothing I can do about it.
And what is
I'm
the
not
truth?
here to lie.
What is Mandira's truth here?
The truth is that no one can walk away with our legacy and we will get it back. That is the truth. Now, whatever's gone on will all, and I keep saying the truth will come out. The fact that you can throw and say criminal defamation and all this, it's fine, but let's make sense of it. What is the defamation here? What bit is the defamation? She may not like what is being said, but then I can't help it if it's the truth, and I can't help it if it's been called out in court. I mean, I'm not saying anything that, you know, which is defaming. I'm literally telling the truth. So it is what it is. What do you do?
One final question before I let you go, Mandira, because I'm going back to the plea, because in the plea when you make an assertion about Sanjay Kapoor getting in collusion with his wife, you are somewhere down the line insinuating against your own brother. Rani Kapoor is insinuating against her own son. Does that not really work against the very basis of this entire claim?
Listen, we are here simply to get my father's estate back to my mother who has been cut out. We have to come to the bottom of how it happened. Unfortunately, my brother was involved in it. How he was involved, why he got involved, that is all what we want to understand. He is not here for us to ask him today. It's not in his character what he has done, especially to his mother. So that is what we are also wondering about. We also want answers to this. We are lost. We're in a space that we don't understand most of it. We're lost about why and how this has happened. And we want the truth as well. And it's very unfortunate and sad that we have to point a finger on my brother who is not here. But we want to understand how and why it happened. There has to be a reason because this is not in his character to have done. And again, I'm going to say not to his mother, not to his own children. I mean, it's just all, nothing that has happened with this entire thing makes sense to this family. And that's what is just, we need peace, we need understanding, we need closure on this.
Well, thank you very much, Mandira, for sparing the time and speaking to us and putting this into perspective. We'll be watching the proceedings very closely. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Republic has accessed a new video from the Noida techie death case. The video from the tragic Noida incident shows a hand steadily holding a phone, likely recording or providing light, positioned several meters away from the marshy, water-filled pit. I believe there's something that's happening at the spot. My colleague Shivam is there. Let me see what we can get.
Okay. So see, this is the reaction that we are getting. They're sealing this area. Now heavy police deployment is happening right now at this moment. As you can see, they're closing this area. They're shutting this area. These are live visuals we are showing you. See, area is being cordoned off. They are removing everybody. Now entire area. Amrit is also with me. Amrit, क्या पहले ऐसा सीलिंग देखा था?
नहीं, ये क्या है कि इस घटना के बाद अब यहाँ देखिए, क्योंकि कई सवाल खड़े हो रहे हैं पुलिस प्रशासन पर, तो एक उनके सामने एक मुश्किल ये भी है कि मीडिया इस चीज़ को सामने आकर यहाँ से आप रिपोर्टिंग कर रहे हैं, आप सिचुएशन दिखा रहे हैं, आप सिनेरियो बता रहे हैं, तो पुलिस के सामने एक बड़ी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को लेकर ये चुनौती, और शायद यही वजह है कि इसे कवर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है कि आप उस लोकेशन पर पहुंचे नहीं, आप उस लोकेशन पर जाके आप उस सिचुएशन को दिखाए नहीं कि कितनी बड़ी ये लापरवाही है। और यही वजह है कि अब घटना को कितने घंटे बीत चुके हैं, अब उसके बाद आप देखें कि अब इसे कवर करने की कोशिश चल रही है। अब भी एक तरफ जो पीड़ित के पिता हैं, जिसकी मौत हुई युवराज, उसके पिता एक तरफ दर्द में है, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ इसे कवर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। तो ये कई सवाल खड़े करते हैं निश्चित तौर पर। आप देखिए, और कई जगह हमने देखा है घटना के बाद उस मामले को दबाने की या उस मामले को छिपाने की।
अमृत, वी आर आल्सो सीइंग रोप्स, यहाँ पे रस्सियां भी हैं, दे हैव रोप्स, एनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन फॉर दैट वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड। सब ये रस्सियां क्यों भाई साहब? ये रस्सियां वगैरह क्यों? कोई कारण है इसका? इनसे पूछने का प्रयास करते हैं, बट वी आर नॉट वोंट इंटरफेयर इन द वर्क, बट दिस इज द लेटेस्ट दैट वी आर गेटिंग। All right, so they are sealing the entire area. हाँ, ये रस्सियाँ
शिवम अगर पहले आई होती तो ये मुश्किल नहीं होती। जब ये हादसा हुआ उस वक्त अगर ये रस्सियाँ यहाँ पर मंगा ली गई होती तो युवराज की जान बच जाती। उस वक्त प्रशासन के पास, उस वक्त रेस्क्यू टीम के पास ये रस्सियाँ नहीं थी। एक बार जरा रणविजय जी, आप रस्सियों की तस्वीर दिखाइए, जो अब इसे छुपाने की कोशिश में इन रस्सियों का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। अगर उस वक्त ये रस्सियाँ होती तो ऐसी स्थिति नहीं बनती। अगर आपके पास 50 फीट की रस्सी होती, अगर आपके पास ऐसे चीजें होती तो आप बचा सकते थे युवराज को, आज उसकी मौत नहीं हुई होती। लेकिन अब देखिए, अब यहाँ पर पुलिस प्रशासन की तरफ से वो तमाम चीजें यहाँ पर मौजूद है, वो तमाम चीजें नजर आ रही हैं जो उस वक्त अगर यहाँ पर होती तो युवराज की जान नहीं जाती। तो अब आप देखें, ये बाद की तस्वीर है, अब यहाँ पुलिस फोर्स की तैनाती आप देखें। लेकिन इस घटना के पहले यहाँ पर अगर संज्ञान लिया गया होता तो ऐसी स्थिति नहीं आती। लेकिन हर घटना और घटना के बाद जब कई थानों की पुलिस मौके पर पहुंचती है, जब तमाम इंतजामात किए जाते हैं, तब ये सवाल खड़े होते हैं कि अगर ये नजर, अगर ये बारीकी पहले दिखाई गई होती तो ऐसी तस्वीर ही नहीं आती, ऐसी नौबत ही नहीं आती। बिल्कुल,
definitely. So residents are also with me, and Amrit has put it very clearly. Had these ropes been there earlier, पहले आ जाता तो they could have saved the lives. These were the ropes that were required. Heavy police deployment, as you can see. Senior officials are also here. Everybody is here. Now this entire area where every media channel was present just a few minutes ago, every media channel was present. Now this is what is happening. I'll let you show this. Do not cross this line. I'll ask my video journalist to show this. These are the live visuals that we are getting right now at this moment. अब ये देखिए, this is the exact location, and crime scene, do not cross. Now this tape is now here, and the police is now in action. Now they have sealed the entire area. They don't want anybody to come here at this scene because this becomes a crime scene as per them. The latest that we are getting. This is the latest that we are getting. Now action is happening. Let's ask some questions also. Amrit is also with me. Amrit, अब ये sealing हो रही है. They are sealing in the entire location. I think some important question can be asked. Sir, क्या area seal हो गया अब? सर एरिया, अरे सर मतलब कोई गलत सवाल नहीं आपसे। एरिया
आप यार हमसे मत बात करिए यार।
क्यों सर, क्यों एरिया सील कर रहे हैं क्या
आप लोग? यार उधर लगा।
ये देखिए, अब दे आर सीलिंग द एरिया एंड दे आर नॉट आंसरिंग एनी क्वेश्चन. Many senior members are also coming here, but exactly what is happening is they are removing everybody from this location. They don't want anybody to come here. They are sealing the location, removing every media personnel that was here that time. So this is exclusive. This is happening right now in sector 150, in the same spot where the techie died because of the negligence that was there, because there were no reflectors, there was no warning. It was a foggy night.
ये रोप्स हैं हर सोसाइटी के अंदर कि हमारी को सेफ्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए बिल्डर की तरफ से। ये रोप हमारे बिल्डर
आज ये रोप्स आ गई हैं, अगर उस दिन रोप्स आ गई होती तो एक जान हमारी बच जाती। वहाँ पे 1000 आदमी वो लड़के को डाउन होते हुए 2 घंटे तक देख रहा था और प्रशासन ये रोप्स नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पाई, जो कि आज रोप्स ये प्रोवाइड की गई हैं।
वो बेचारा टकी चला गया, लेकिन जाते जाते इतनी अवेयरनेस कर गया, और आप जैसे रिपब्लिक टीवी और सब लोगों की वजह से आज इतनी अवेयरनेस है कि आज हमें लग रहा है कि कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ होने वाला है, कुछ ना कुछ सेफ्टी हमारी जरूर है।
मैं भी यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि अब लग रहा है कि किसी की शहादत के बाद में शायद कुछ
you're calling him a martyr. Okay.
Yes.
Although they have put it very clearly, they're calling him a shaheed because the exact reason they are saying this, they're saying one life lost, but it should become an example, a case study exactly. It should not happen again.
It should not happen again.
No other father should lose his
Yes,
life. No other
definitely.
father should lose his
And
life.
it is a case study. We are living in Noida, and we are so weak, and we are so alone. There's nobody to cover us, nobody to help us.
Yeah, we are there to cover your story.
The Republic is there, always.
Cover the story.
Yes. It's
when it's about
big
the issue of
salute to Republic TV that you are giving such a big coverage, and instead, in spite of being so many police people are deployed and they are pushing you away and everything, and you are still there in the front without any this thing being afraid. Salute to you.
Mr.
Salute
Goswami,
to
you are our hero.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next story is about how in India's bureaucratic world, some people are truly bulletproof. Controversies come and go, transfers happen, but promotions, they keep rolling in. And that's the story about Sanjay Kirwar, a 1994 batch IAS officer who has made a notable return to Delhi after more than 3 years, having been appointed as the new Municipal Commissioner of Delhi. These with charges expected to be taken the following day. This appointment follows his 2022 transfer out of the capital amid widespread controversy when, as Principal Secretary Revenue, he as well as his wife were accused of having athletes and coaches at Tyagaraja Stadium end their training sessions early, and that to around 7 o'clock in the evening instead of the usual 8:30 in the evening, to allow the couple to walk their dog on the premises, sparking public outrage over perceived entitlement and misuse of public facilities. In fact, Kirwar had back then denied the allegations as absolutely incorrect, even though there were pictures of it. And then the stadium administrator supported that official training hours ended at 7 o'clock in the evening, but the backlash led to his reassignment to Ladakh, where he basically served in key administrative roles. Now back in a high-profile civic position overseeing sanitation, public health, roads and stray animal management. The BJP, in fact, at that point in time had taken on Arvind Kejriwal's government, basically stating that these were special services that were being given to him. In fact, a question that has been asked to the Urban Development Minister, Ashish Sood, this is how he responded. We'll in fact play this out in a short while from now. There seems to be an audio problem here. A question that has been asked to the Delhi's Urban Development Ministry, in fact responsible for the upkeep of the municipal corporation, in fact reports to the Urban Development Minister. Now, Ashish Sood has been asked a question with regards to the appointment that has been made. In fact, this appointment of the bureaucrat has been made by the Ministry of Home Affairs. But having said that, questions are essentially being raised about whether at all this is a reward that has been given to a bureaucrat who essentially stalled the services and, more importantly, stopped an entire stadium work only because he wanted to walk his dog along with his wife. His wife also happens to be a bureaucrat. In fact, she's now taken a compulsory retirement. But having said that, Sanjeev Kirwar was actually sent to Ladakh. At that point in time, questions were also being raised that why exactly would the bureaucrat be sent to Ladakh, and why should Ladakh be seen as some sort of a punishment posting? But despite that, the bureaucrat did manage to stay on, and now it happens to be yet another appointment that has taken place, a plum posting that has taken place in the national capital, where he has now been made the municipal commissioner. That's the latest now coming in. Some questions have been asked to those in power, but it seems that there has been no response that has come in. So that's the latest now coming in, a story that we have been tracking very closely. We'll try and see if we can once again play this out for what we have right now, but we'll slip it to a short break, play this out in a short while from now after fixing the audio.
Denial, but I think Trump has announced that he's taking over Greenland completely, and he doesn't expect the Europeans to put up a fight. He's threatened the use of excessive force. You know, the Western media, they've got it all wrong. They're saying that force is off the table. They're 100% wrong. Force is on the table. The Europeans are a weak continent. Today they are weak economically, they're weak militarily. Look at the words Trump is saying. He says, I want the ownership of Greenland. If there is a war, most of the fighting will be on that piece of ice. The Europeans have been the biggest opportunists, the biggest imperialists, the biggest slave traders. The Europeans are getting back today is their karma. NATO is today over. It's defunct. It's finished. Trump is doing what he's doing because he can afford to do it. He's trying to be popular in the United States of America. The colonizer is now being colonized. Europe is being colonized.
सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. US President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good evening. Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest. And here are the headlines. Massive cover-up in death of Noida techie Yuvraj. 3 builders have been arrested, but those who watched him wait for death let off easily for now. US Aviation Safety Group report claims Air India Boeing 787 suffered repeated technical and electrical failures. Boeing to consult India's AAIB. Huge chaos in Karnataka Assembly. The Karnataka governor walks out of Assembly after refusing to read portions of the speech, calling it propaganda. Outrage over cold-blooded killing of a Manipur man, Metai, on camera protest held across Churachandpur. And it's being called the mother of all deals. The India-EU partnership is entering a decisive phase. Huge allegations and huge teams are ready to arrive later this month in India for that big deal. And Rouse Avenue Court acquits the former Congress MP Sanjay Kapoor in the 1984 anti-Sikh rights case. The families of victims demand justice. Ladies and gentlemen, Republic has accessed a new video from the Noida techie death case. The video from the tragic Noida incident shows a hand steadily holding a phone, likely recording or providing light, positioned several meters away from the marshy water-filled pit, where the victim, Yuvraj Mehta, was desperately clinging to his sinking car. A long rope is visible in the footage, presumably which is intended for rescue efforts, while an SDRF rescuer is present at the scene, notably wearing a life jacket. Questions have now been raised about why the rescuer, despite being equipped and trained for disaster response, did not enter the water to swim out and attempt a direct save, even as the victim pleaded for help over an extended period of time. Here's more.
A new video has surfaced in connection with the death of Noida techie Yuvraj after his car drowned in the drain. The video, which has emerged from Noida Sector 150, showed software engineer Yuvraj Mehta sitting on top of a car in front of the fire department. The actions in the video showed how helpless Yuvraj might be. In the video, it is visible that Yuvraj had turned on his mobile's flashlight in a hope to seek help. Firefighters went into the water, but they were absolutely clueless. Meanwhile, a man was seen asking Yuvraj about the depth of water. Firefighters later responded to techie and stated that we have called for some more help.
बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अपने आप को सेफ रखते हुए अरे पानी क्या कोशिश तो कर ना खींचो मुझे खींचो कैसे
झाड़ियों में फंस रहा ना आदमी पैर ही नहीं चल रहा
क्या कह रहा है क्या बेटा ज्यादा ये बहुत गहरा पानी पैर भी ना आ रहे और इससे भी पीछे फ्लो कर रहा है मुझे अच्छा आगे नहीं जाने दे रही रस्सी फेंको जरा यहाँ तो फेंको कोशिश करो.
The video clip also showed how rescuers wasted their time while reaching to the Noida techie. And like this, struggle went on for 2 hours, but Yuvraj could not be saved, despite several teams being present at the spot.
Viewers, now we see that fresh questions are being raised over the safety of Boeing's Dreamliner aircraft following the Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad last year. A US-based aviation safety group has alleged that the Boeing 787 involved in the June 2025 crash had a long history of technical faults. The claims have been submitted to the US Senate, while Boeing says that it will defer to India's official investigation. Here's more.
A US-based aviation safety group has claimed that the Boeing 787 model that crashed in Ahmedabad in June 2025 suffered from technical problems long before the accident. The Foundation for Aviation Safety says the aircraft, registered as VT-ANB, began showing system failures from the day it entered service with the Air India in 2014. According to the group, these issues continue through its 11-year service life. The group has listed multiple faults, including software glitches, wiring damage, repeated circuit breaker trips, and loss of electrical power. The developments in America at a time when the father of late Captain Sumit Sabharwal has alleged harassment of his family during the investigation and has appealed for a fair, independent, sensitive probe. He says the investigators are on a mission to target his late son instead.
Sabharwal
father of late Captain Sumit Sabharwal, express my sincere gratitude to Captain Randhawa and the Federation of Indian Pilots for standing with our family with dignity and professionalism in our pursuit of truth and fairness. While we continue to grieve, we have faced repeated distress in the name of inquiry. I am constrained to state that AIB for persistently attempted to call the youngest pilots of our family for questioning despite their having no connection whatsoever with the case. This has caused unnecessary trauma and most to harassment of a bereaved family. I appeal to the Government of India to take urgent cognizance of this. An accident investigation must be independent, evidence-led, and are conducted with sensitivity, not through pressure or intimidation. It is for these reasons that we were compelled to approach the Honorable Supreme Court for protection and due process. My son, Captain Sumit Sabharwal, was a thorough professional and a man of integrity. He had a spotless flying career during his service for more than 25 years. And then any attempt to prejudge the outcome or threaten, blame without complete technical evidence is unjust and contrary to the principle of natural justice and aviation safety. Our only request is for fair, transparent and impartial investigation free from prejudice and victimization.
For the aircraft's history, the group claims there was a fire in a primary power panel in January 2022, forcing the replacement of the entire unit. It also alleges that the aircraft was grounded in April 2022 due to landing gear system faults, following which several components were replaced. Despite the suspicions, Indian investigators have so far focused on pilots otherwise. Nothing else explains why Indian investigators have so far following a line of probe that points at pilots.
Viewers, let's move ahead. Karnataka governor has walked out of the assembly during the budget session after refusing to read portions of a speech that referred to the G Act and the Megan-Rega overhaul, citing them as propaganda. The brief appearance and departure led to a showdown. Meanwhile, the walkout invited sharp reactions from the CM Siddaramaiah, who accused the governor of violating constitutional conventions. Let's take a look at what unfolded during the assembly in Karnataka.
A big chaos erupted in Karnataka Assembly session today. Karnataka Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot left the assembly session and walked out of the Vidya Saudha. He just read 2 lines of his speech and stepped out, creating a massive uproar. Following the assembly session on Wednesday, he conveyed reservations about the 11 paragraphs about Megan-Rega and indicated that they should be deleted in full. After the uproar, several Congress leaders expressed displeasure over the governor curtailing his speech. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah later dubbed his behavior a violation of the Indian Constitution and indicated plans to lead protests. Accusing Karnataka governor of reading his own speech, Siddaramaiah on Thursday charged the former with failing to discharge his duties. He further stated that they are going to protest against the attitude of the governor as he violated the Constitution of India. This is not the first walkout from assembly by a governor. Just days ago, Tamil Nadu governor also walked out of the session, raising questions over constitutional decorum.
Viewers, a 38-year-old Metai man was seen folding his hands and pleading for his life just moments before he was shot dead.